Most people think that overcoming imposter syndrome is about faking confidence, proving yourself to others, or just waiting for the doubt to go away. But what if I told you it's none of those things? Seriously, the real way to overcome imposter syndrome begins with As a brand strategist, I've helped countless individuals quiet self-doubt and discover the confidence to own their unique value. If you've ever struggled with feeling like you don't belong, that you're not good enough despite your achievements, this video is for you. Today I'm gonna share practical things you can start practicing today to make imposter syndrome a thing of the past so you can finally step into the confidence you deserve. So stick with me for a while. I promise you, if you apply these tips, you're gonna see some life transformation that's gonna start happening as soon as you start practicing. Okay, tip number one. The first thing to address is changing the way you think. Confucius said, the man who says he can and the man who says he cannot are both correct. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Imposter syndrome begins in the mind. So transforming your mindset is the first step to changing the way you feel about imposter syndrome. The Bible says in Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. And Proverbs 23:7 says, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he. These verses remind me that the way we think determines how we see ourselves and the world around us. Now, if you're not a Christian and you don't want to listen to what I have to say based off of those two things, then you need to change the way you think. You need to renew your mind so that you can be open to some of these ideas. Focus on the positives instead of the negatives, okay? Focus on the truths instead of doubts. Whether through affirmations, prayer, or journaling, or watching videos like this, it all begins with the way you think and what you believe. Tip number two, the second step is separating facts from the feelings. Just because you feel like an imposter doesn't mean you are one. Feelings can be powerful, but they aren't always reliable. Start looking at the facts. What have you achieved? What positive feedback did you receive? What evidence exists that shows you belong in the room? Actually, if you're in the room, that's the evidence in itself. Take time to reflect on the reality of your accomplishments instead of letting your emotions take over, right? Get out of your feelings, get into the facts. Tip number three, you need to do the work necessary to build confidence. There's nothing like knowing you've prepared and done everything you can do to excel. Preparation is a powerful tool against self-doubt. Whether it's practicing, studying, or honing your skills, putting in the effort sets a solid foundation for confidence. When you've done the work, you can walk into any room knowing you belong, not just because of luck, right? Not because you're blessed, but because of what you actually have accomplished. When I think about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and some of the other great basketball players, they all have this reoccurring story of doing all of the necessary work to prepare for the game. That way, they know if they lose, if they win, no matter what happens on the court, they've done all they could to prepare and they're okay with whatever the outcome is. So it's not about luck and it's not because of what you've accomplished. All right? So keep that in mind. Tip number four. The fourth step is letting go of caring what people think about you. This can be tough, but the truth is most people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. The fear of judgment often fuels imposter syndrome, but other people's opinions don't define your value. Focus on your growth, set boundaries, and stop letting imagined judgments hold you back. This is why changing the way you think is the first step, okay? Once you get to step four, if you haven't accomplished step one, then you're gonna be struggling with this piece, right? You gotta let go of what people might be thinking of you because it might just be in your brain. Ask yourself,
what does it really matter anyway?
If their opinions don't help you grow, they shouldn't weigh you down, period. Okay? That's the reason why I'm wearing this t-shirt, because I don't really care what you think. All right, tip number 5, celebrate wins. Show compassion to yourself and focus on adding value. Overcoming imposter syndrome is a process, not a one-time event. It doesn't just happen because you watch my YouTube video. Celebrate the small wins. I don't care if it's 20 followers on Instagram or 4,000 views on one video. I don't care what it is. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Celebrate your wins. They build the momentum and remind you of your progress. Okay, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself like you treat a friend, right? With kindness and understanding, because you need it just as much as they do. And shift your focus from trying to prove yourself to adding value. When you focus on serving others, your unique strengths naturally shine. All right, so I hope those tips help somebody out there. They definitely have helped me over time. I did not always have confidence. I definitely was not an in front of the camera kind of guy. I was a behind the camera kind of guy. And so I had to learn to overcome some of the imposter syndrome symptoms when I first started doing this myself. Okay? Imposter syndrome is a battle of the mind, but it's a battle you can win. Start by renewing your thinking, separating feelings from facts, and preparing so you can walk confidently in any room. Do the preparation, do the work, all right? Don't just say you want to be a videographer and you've never touched a camera and you're trying to book a deal. It doesn't make sense. Get a camera, learn the camera, practice with the camera, do the work, and then go out and try to get the deal, all right? Let go of worrying about what others think and instead celebrate your progress. Show yourself grace and focus on the value you're adding. Remember, you belong here, okay? If you made it this far, if you are in the office, if you are a part of that team, if you are wearing the logo, you made it, okay? Act like it, act like you belong there. If you want to grow alongside like-minded people who are on the same journey, join us at rodbrinson.com/community. It's a space where we share strategies, tips, and inspiration to become the best version of ourselves. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the community.